Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants.
YouTube, a place of information, entertainment, and sometimes fear. Meet the channel called Daisy Brown. You may have seen some of her thumbnails somewhere and got spooked at the strange creature that appears in the pictures. Yes, at the surface her channel is dedicated to whatever this thing is. But if we dive deeper, analyze the details that are hidden within, we just might fall into the rabbit hole and uncover something bigger than the channel itself.
Hi guys, it's Daisy Brown. I'm just talking to the camera, and I'm gonna show you guys how I feed Alan.
Daisy's channel was created on June 27th, 2017, and has acquired over 15 million views over a span of 35 videos. Their first video was uploaded on July 18th, 2017, being a tutorial on how to feed the monster called Alan. We see a bald gray creature wrapped in pieces of cloth. Its eyes are white and dull, indicating that it can't see very well. A pair of fish lips hang wide open, showing its bottom row of jagged and incomplete teeth. No ear holes or appendages can be seen on its body. We hear Daisy speaking to the creature, which she has named Alan. She reiterates that Alan is completely blind and taps on its eyeball, yielding no response. The eye is a very sensitive area on any animal, and Alan not being responsive could indicate that it does not possess a nervous system yet. She mentions that Alan has some sort of skin disease and proceeds to feed Alan a yellow transparent pill, which she claims to contain only sugar. Apparently, glucose is the only type of nutrient that Alan is able to consume. In the description, she states that Alan is a monster that has been sick for quite a while. The videos she uploads will help us understand him a little more. But this video just brings us more questions than answers. What exactly is Alan? Why does it look that way? What kind of disease does it have? And so much more.
Good job, Alan.
This is truly intriguing. The second video does not have much information on Alan, but it shows some of Daisy's introspection. It's simply a 50-second video of Daisy walking in the zoo, looking at the monkey exhibit. This is the first time the caption and transcript plays a part in the video, but as we later find, most of the lore is told in this method through memories and flashbacks. In the transcript, we get a sense of what is apparently the inner monologue of Daisy. The silence of loneliness, longing, desire, and contemplation. The description also emphasizes Daisy's loneliness as she admires how the two monkeys hold each other. It is clear that physical intimacy is something that Daisy desires with all her heart. She also questions the animal's ability to conceptualize freedom, perhaps to juxtapose Alan's condition or even her own. She sheds some insight as to why Alan wasn't in this video. The sun apparently hurts his eyes and skin, which sort of contradicts her previous statement of Alan not having feelings in its eyes. The next video is a specific video about Alan. Apparently, many of the viewers of the channel have sprouted many questions regarding Alan, and Daisy decides to take this opportunity to explain. She first thanks her viewers for suggesting that mixing sugar with water will keep Alan hydrated. She states that Alan was somehow created, which is why its body is not able to process food naturally. She tells us she didn't think monsters were that uncommon, and her dad was a scientist who invented Alan through modifying DNA sequencing. She has never been to his lab, but emphasizes that her dad was a great man and the one who brought her up. What's strange was that whenever she talked about her dad, she would pause, as if thinking about him is something difficult for her.
He just told me that he has a lab. I've never seen it. He's never told me much about it. But my dad was great. Yeah, he raised me. And it was just about a year ago and so I'm not gonna look down there. You guys don't have to ask. I trust my dad that there's nothing important down there. I've never seen him go down there, and so Comment below.
This transcript states that feelings are swelling up inside her and she is anxious. She then tells us that she is actively trying to find her father's notes, looking in the attic and everywhere else around the house with no luck. The basement is sealed off by her father, and she was told that it was infested with black mold that can cause Lynx disease. Again, this raises the question of why her father didn't get rid of the mold in the first place, as surely leaving the basement to rot would eventually affect the whole house. In the description, she links her Twitter. What we see now is a compilation of strange tweets with terrible grammar, but the original timeline of how everything occurred still holds. The next video is of Daisy attending her garden while Alan sits in a chair. Again, the transcript alludes to Alan resenting Daisy for an unknown reason. We learn that Daisy's relationship with Alan may not be as great as the videos make out to be. From then on, the uploads just get stranger and stranger. In the next video, Daisy attempts to put makeup on Alan while it is seemingly getting choked by a choker. Daisy goes on about how she wanted to be a makeup YouTuber, although never showing her own face on camera. We hear Alan moaning and is clearly in discomfort. We also get a better look at Alan's body and see large pimples, which Daisy later addresses on Twitter as not being an allergic reaction since Alan's skin is very tough. At the end of the video, she states that Alan has been struggling with its health in the past weeks. Her next upload is of her going through her dad's stuff in the attic. She seems very confused at the things she finds, and is almost afraid to be there in the first place.
The attic and what's in the attic, and so I decided I'd show you guys. There's no lights up here, and my flashlight has gone dead recently because it's just full of things that I've never seen before. I've looked in here, it says queen sheets and pillowcases, but I mean it's just full of papers and books. There's a bunch of bags. They're all just full of these weird things that I've never seen before, and I don't know why my dad would have these. Yeah, a lot of bags. There's a big suitcase. There's a lot of boxes. You see, there's more past this, but it's just packed. I'm gonna have to move all of it, and my flashlight is broken, and I don't wanna try moving things with a flame. That wouldn't be safe. And so
She informs us through Twitter that the laptop she is using was discovered in the attic, as well as informing us that her father is not living with her currently. People asked her if there was information in the computer about Alan, but the memory has been wiped clean. Daisy revisits the zoo in her next video to look at the monkey exhibit once again. This time, opening the caption will reveal something very strange. The entire monkey interaction was dubbed over what seems to be a dialogue of a parental figure protecting their children against the harsh natures of the world. This could be a personification of what the monkeys are thinking, but it could also reflect on Daisy's childhood of how protective her parents were. It should be noted that there was no mention of her mother as of now. Where could she possibly be? She reveals in the description that Alan is recovering from a jaw injury, and updates us later on Twitter that Alan has woken up, making a full recovery. The next video becomes more interesting as it was recorded immediately after the previous attic search. She brings down a suitcase that she finds and shows everyone what's inside. The items that the suitcase contains are the following: a book titled 100 Years in Solitude with a bookmark on page 65, several women's sweater, a mood ring, and a small wooden box. Daisy was able to force the box open and she finds rocks, a stamp, a tin, a pin, a hair clip, a necklace, a pair of earrings, a single earring, a pink nail polish, a single razor blade, another necklace, a music box that played a song from Alice in Wonderland, and a note which had the words, "When I look at you, when I stand in the mirror and look at both of us, I know God is real." The note is blurred out in the video, and she explains in the description that it was special and she wanted to keep it just for herself. But it also begs the question, why read it out in the first place? She then goes on to say that she found a used match and some carbon paper. Strangely, she sniffs up when mentioning that her father used to get these paper for her typewriter, and the video cuts off without her finishing her sentence.
You can use it in a typewriter, and like my dad used to get these for my typewriter for me.
Her fans notice some oddities that occurred, which she addresses in the comment section. There appears to be some kind of marking on her arm. She states that it's binary code and she drew it on her arm for fun. However, this contradicts with her Twitter when someone asked her if the markings were binary, where she responded that she didn't know. She states on Twitter later that she wrote this on her arm, which translated to the symbol in text and 45224 in number. This doesn't seem significant as the whole case may just be Daisy playing around with her interests, but then again, you never know. She also rebutted that the attic was a closet, as she did not know what the wrapping paper meant as she never celebrated birthdays or Christmas, and no gifts were passed around the house. She also clarifies that it's hard for her to talk about her father, and that he is not with her right now, and then goes about how she never met her mother. Her existence is shrouded in mystery. Daisy reveals in the next few tweets that she was homeschooled by her father, who taught her math and American history. She does not like to leave the house during the day and fears of meeting people, and only chooses to be active during the night. This is a complete opposite of how she acts online, as she seems quite sociable, which makes me question the authenticity of the character she portrays. Alan reappears in the next video, but the tone shifts drastically. On the surface, it seems like a regular feeding video where Daisy tries to get Alan to eat different sources of sugar like pills, honey, and more, but once again, turning on the captions yields a different light.
Sugar and water.
Alan curses at Daisy in his own language throughout the video, saying things like entitled bitch, foolish child, and this road is not built for her. Eventually, Daisy thanks the viewers for suggesting sugar water as it seems Alan likes it the most. We then see a 14-minute tutorial of Daisy putting makeup on Alan. Alan is obviously struggling to get away from Daisy, but she is oblivious to how uncomfortable Alan is. In the captions this time, a man is referred to. All he can think about is nature, while I'm ensnared in nurture. Will the seeds I now sow grow into the fruitful plants of my dreams? Will it be a boy or a girl? Perhaps the he is referring to Daisy's father. We are sure that these captions are the inner thought of Alan, as after he goes to sleep, there are no more extra captions. Daisy then goes on to answer some questions regarding why she has always had her hand behind Alan, whether it has genitals, why her typing habit was so bad, and so on.
One, why is my arm always behind Alan? I guess this has something to do with why people wanted to see both my hands. As you can see, one of my hands is behind him right now. It's because I prefer to hold him like that. I think that that's the safest. As you guys know, if you look at the pictures of him that I put on Twitter, you know that his head is very large and his neck is very thin. And so I don't like just sitting him up because his neck, I don't know how strong his neck is. Another question, can Alan do harm? I don't know why this is a question that several people have been asking, but no, he can't. Another question, does Alan have genitals? No. Again, if you look at the pictures on Twitter, I show pretty much his whole body, except my hands are covering part of him and I'm holding him up. And so, yeah, he doesn't have any genitals. He also, some people have been asking, does he go to the bathroom? No, he doesn't. They pointed out that when I type, I have a lot of typos. And yes, that's embarrassing because I know that I do write a lot of typos. It makes it look like I'm, not good at spelling. I promise that I am. It's just that, I have only up until this point, like I've said, the laptop, this is the first typing device that I had seen that involved a delete button. And so I was just used to typing on my typewriter. It doesn't have a delete button. So I've just gotten used to typing very fast on that, and it results in typos. I'm aware that there's a lot of them, but that's because, back when I was on the typewriter, no one ever saw what I was typing. And so, I just got used to just not caring about when I misspelled something. And now I have this computer with a delete button and a bunch of people reading what I write, and I'm trying to, it's hard for me to make the transition into when I type something wrong, I can go back and actually make it so it's not there. It's just a big process.
During the Q&A segment, Alan apparently wakes up and states that he is sick and that his legs are wet. Wait a minute, did he say legs? We had always thought that Alan didn't have appendages. Or perhaps he was growing. Anyways, we realize that somebody is planning something for the future generations to see. There is someone or something that he cannot wait to meet. All we can do is enjoy the ride with all the other viewers, confused about the madness behind the channel. In the next video called Plant Update, Daisy updates us on how her plants are growing. Alan does not appear in the video, but once again the captions reveal a whole different story. It seems to be told in the perspective of Daisy's father while he was working on a project to create life. He bashes himself for failing to create his desired product time and time again, only to eventually create something that is actually living. He goes on to say that he is able to save this living thing and threatens Daisy that if she interrupts him one more time, he would pull her hair out. I believe we have just gotten a first flashback at what Daisy witnessed during her father's experiment. It may be because of physical trauma, which causes distraught whenever Daisy thinks about her father. It's also probable that Alan was not the first of the monsters that Daisy's father has created, and may not be the last. The next video is titled Alan is Growing, but contrary to what you would expect, Alan is not growing like any normal creature. It is sprouting roots from its body like a plant. A YouTube comment suggests that these roots are sprouting so Alan could take nutrients, while another states that he might be undergoing some sort of metamorphosis. In any case, this is definitely an interesting turn of events. In the caption this time, Daisy expresses her own feelings. She is distraught, as if she was afraid of how Alan was growing. She also does not want to disappoint her father, as this is his beloved creation, and prays to God that everything will go fine. She later informs her follower that Alan bit her really hard, breaking skin and drawing blood. In her next upload, she paints Alan's nails, but since Alan doesn't even have a hand, she draws a hand and pretends it to be Alan's. She also tells us about her father's question box.
The last video, and thank you guys all so much for giving your input on Alan's new roots. I don't know what they're gonna... What I made is a piece of paper with, I traced my hand on it, and so this will like kind of be Alan's hand. So I'm gonna paint the nails on this, and then we can pretend that's his hand. Oh! So this is the question box that a couple of you guys were asking about. This is I talked about a little bit on Twitter and a little bit on Discord. And this is the box that my dad made if I had a question about something like what's a library, or who are our neighbors, or I mean something like where does newspaper come from? I put it into the hole, and he would look through it. And the questions that were appropriate to answer, he would answer them for me. And the questions that were not appropriate, he would burn them. And so this is just what the question box looks like. I'm just curious because no one else said that they grew up with a question box. And so, I don't know.
This suggests that her father is very protective and shelters Daisy, maybe to the point of brainwashing her. The captions shed more light on the childhood of Daisy. It seems to be a memory of a conversation between Daisy and her father. Her father assures her that the night is when it's most safe going outside. The constellation are all gods, watching over him and protecting them so the bad people will not be there to do any harm. Daisy asks her father if there are any good people in the world, and he tells her that there are some, but most are bad, so it's better to stay out their way anyways. When she asks to know more about the dangerous ones, her father shuts her down coldly. She then scolds her for being curious and somewhat manipulates her by using religious means to prevent her from asking any further questions. The quote, "Well, since you know so much about the world, then just go off and find some good people," cements her father as a control freak. He threatens Daisy to leave the house, the foundation of her life, the shelter which she grew up in, and the comfort of her existence, and pushes her away towards the world, which she describes as dangerous and alienating. The thought would terrify any child. Daisy panics as she tells her father that she will never leave, satisfying her father's desires. So overall, we can conclude that YouTube and Twitter are the first contact with the outside world ever since her birth. This can also explain her overuse of Twitter, posting really strange mundane things. Even during Halloween, she tells her Twitter followers that she hates it when people come and knock on the door. This leads to some humorous interactions. On November 15th, Daisy informs us of something quite unpleasant. Alan has had a temper tantrum and has ripped out some of Daisy's hair.
Hi guys, it's Daisy Brown here. Alan pulled my hair out. And so if you're wondering in the next video why my hair is gonna, if my hair is a lot shorter, it's because Alan pulled it out.
What did we learn a couple videos ago? There was a statement in the transcript about someone losing their temper and ripping out Daisy's hair. That's right, the transcript was supposedly from Daisy and her father. There is now much more to speculate. Perhaps Alan was created using her father's genetics, which can be seen now reflecting a similar mentality. Or maybe Alan possessing telepathic powers, reading Daisy's mind, and through her distraught memories, learning to be ever so malicious. Anyways, the two slowly mends their relationship as Daisy learns to cook. She posts her learning progression on Twitter and proceeds to upload a video of her cooking some hash browns for dinner. Near the end of the video, we get to hear Alan whimpering in the background, where Daisy talks to it with a stern voice, even to the point of shouting at it to stop.
This might be a fun video to show you guys. So, are you making kind of hash browns? But this is the finished product. I think it turned out... No! No! You can't keep yelling like this every time. Are you done? Okay. Alan can move around a little bit more by himself now, and so he doesn't need me as much as he used to, but he still likes yelling. Okay, even though he's on bad behavior parole from last week when he was very mean and... Alan! Stop it! Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. Thank you guys for watching this cooking video. Alright, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
The caption continues the story in the perspective of what seems to be Daisy's father and mother. It seems that it was just taken before Daisy's mother gave birth to someone, presumably Daisy, and dying through the process. She states that it is unfortunate that she would not be able to see the child grow, and the father would not teach it anything, not even the concept of love. Perhaps Daisy is just another one of their experiments. Her next video is titled The Calm Video. It's certainly calming until the captions are turned on. This time, it seemed to be the transcript of the conversation that occurred in the kitchen when Daisy first saw Alan. She is frightened at the sight of the creature, but her father assures her that it is his greatest creation and will then live on with the family. They choose a name, referencing to the biblical name Alan, meaning precious or little rock, depending on what origin one looks at. She then uploads an update of Alan, showing us the rate of his growth.
I'm really sorry that I worried some of you on Twitter the other day. Alan is growing a lot, and just last night his neck had some...
Alan's neck started to stretch at an alarming rate, which causes a giant crack to spread, leaking green blood. Daisy patches the injury up and shows us its roots are growing at an alarming rate. We learn from the captions that the growth is hurting Alan, and the world should be prepared when it fully develops. Alan shows more signs of developing intellect. He is seen drawing with a marker in the next video. Although what he writes are scribbles, this demonstrates that he is more and more mimicking the actions of a human. The transcript this time involves two individuals talking about the painting Las Minias, with one of the individuals being referred to as Curtis. These two are suspected to be Daisy's parents during a date at the art gallery, where they stare in admiration at the painting. What the painting actually means is very debatable, but its significance cannot be denied, as it adapts many technique and theory which cements its place in Western art history. I won't elaborate on why the painting is regarded so highly, but Daisy's parents definitely wanted to create something, a legacy passed down for centuries to come.
What time is it? It's about 1:34 in the morning right now.
Going back to regular uploads, Daisy talks to us during an insomnia period. She rambles about how she was really itchy somewhere on her body, and the notes from her dad are presumably in his lab. She is also frustrated with Alan. Alan has become more and more aggressive, to the point where she is not able to control it anymore. She ends the video by wishing everyone a nice Christmas, even though she has never heard of the holiday. The transcript shows a rather strange interaction between two individuals. One of them has somehow injured themselves and the other one is trying to calm them down. They are waiting for a doctor to return, which might suggest that they are in a hospital or a lab of some sort. No concrete information can be acquired on the identity of these individuals. Daisy then goes and uploads another cooking tutorial, this time a pizza, but as you know by now, the main event is what's on the transcript. Again, it's a conversation between Daisy and her father. Her father is answering questions which Daisy puts in the question box, but he becomes impatient as he thinks she is not using this opportunity to its maximum potential. He thinks the simple "what's the difference between an ocean and a lake" is not worth his time answering. Daisy then tries to ask about her mother, but is harshly rejected. From all we know by now, is that Daisy's mother has died due to complications relating to childbirth. Daisy's father had plans to create something that will be remembered for generations to come, but was burdened with the task after the death of his wife. He is strict with Daisy, feeding her misinformation about the world to protect her, but slipping up when he leaves his computer at home, thus allowing Daisy to communicate with the outside world. Alan is one of his creations, but he does not return home, leaving Daisy to tend for herself and his creation. The situation becomes more and more obscure when thinking about it, and it again raises too many questions. Let's trek forward before making any hasty assumptions. The next upload is on the growth process of Alan. It is now more active than ever, squirming and screeching in the lap of Daisy.
They wanted to see Alan because I really had him mostly covered up, and so I think I should explain that he's been growing. Okay, he's been growing a lot lately. This actually, it's. I don't really know how to explain it because I'm not really the expert on it, but
the roots that sprouted have bundled into a large growth in the side of Alan, and several large bumps can be seen growing out from its body. At the end of the video, Alan bites Daisy quite hard.
Okay, we're stopping. We're stopping. You can go.
The transcript seems to be a continuation from the last video as two people starve and wait for the return of the doctor. In the next video titled New Year, Daisy gives herself resolution to help Alan grow and be strong for herself. Self-motivation is very important for a healthy lifestyle, and because she had previously tweeted about mental health care and suicide prevention, she might be on the same boat, suffering from depression and other related mental illness. The video then cuts to the perspective of Alan as it crawls its way towards the stairs.
Hold me accountable on finding my dad's.
This is a sudden change in how the story is told, as we are seeing a more chronological progression of events. Was the section edited deliberately by Daisy, or has the series changed to more match the pacing? Inconsistency aside, Alan behaves like he's trapped and wants to get out, leading many to believe misfortune will fall upon Daisy. Alan becomes more and more active as time progresses. In the next upload, where Daisy decides to draw some pictures, Alan can be heard squirming in the background. When Daisy has had enough of Alan's ruckus, she checks on him, only to find that Alan had drew 2 pictures of Daisy.
Alan, what is it? Alan, what is that? I told you not to mess with paper. What's this? Is it a present? These drawings? Did you draw these? Oh, you want to draw with us? That's great, Alan.
This was a surprising turn of events, as we had previously thought that Alan was blind. Daisy is obviously unnerved at the development of Alan, but puts up a front on camera, assuring us everything is under control. In the transcript, we see a monologue of Daisy to Alan when her dad left her. She comforts Alan and tells him a story of how the shooting stars came to be. The video following is of Daisy making a friendship bracelet. During this, we can hear Alan's agitated shrieking in the background, where Daisy yells at the creature to stop whatever it's doing.
Alan's being... Am I supposed to like make it tight? Nothing, it's fine. Nothing, it's fine. Nothing, it's fine. It's all fine. Oh wait, now I got it. Now I remember. See, it's hard, I only have 5 strings. Oh no. I had a weird dream that some lady was in my house when I woke up, except for some reason I wasn't scared of her. And I just asked her who she was, and she said that she wants me to grow up healthy. And then she like fell through the floor and left behind like this puddle of, like, it almost looked like pomegranate juice or something, but then it had like little jello-y lumps and chunks in it. I still don't know who that lady is, or...
The woman can very well be her mother, but her significance to the story of Daisy Brown is still unknown. We also see one of her ankles wrapped in bandages, which could be an accidental injury, but is more likely to be a wound caused by Alan, as he is now able to crawl to places. The transcript this time seems to be from Daisy's father, as he is losing his passion in his craft. He then thinks of Daisy and gets remotivated for his work. Daisy then takes a month off, only posting this weird sequence of letters on Twitter. It is speculated to be a post by Alan, as there are no recognizable word or sentence structure. This means that Alan is learning how to use more advanced technology. His intellect is becoming more and more developed as the series goes on. The next video opens in the perspective of Alan. It scoots on the floor towards the napping Daisy on the couch. She wakes up startled, then cuts to her talking in front of the camera. She informs us that Alan has growing a lot and proceeds to show us the wall of sketch Alan has created since their break.
Dad? Hi, Ellen. How are you feeling? Hi guys, it's Daisy Brown here. How long has it been? Since a month? Yeah, it's been about a month. Yeah, so here's the work that you've all seen, and Alan's been getting really creative lately. And this is the other stuff he's done. It's really cool. I don't understand a lot of it, but it's him, I guess. This one's my favorite. I don't know why.
We then get a close-up shot of Alan. It is visibly growing as its eyes are protruding out of its socket and there is a slime covering its skin. Due to the growth and activeness, Alan is sustaining more injuries which Daisy helps tend to. The transcript in this video is of Daisy's father and another unnamed individual. It's apparent that Curtis, Daisy's father, has moved both of his research home and that his team, along with this person, is concerned. It seems that this is the only person aware of what he's trying to achieve and is scared of Daisy being in the same household with what we can assume are the monster Curtis is creating. The conversation ends with the individual saying they will call child support, and Curtis saying, "No, you won't." Daisy updates us again on the condition of Alan. This time, it seems as though its health is deteriorating severely. Its head is no longer able to support its body, so Daisy sewed it a new neck. It sits in a corner, not moving or making sounds. Daisy talks to it as if she is grieving. Alan's root-like appendages are able to move and interact with Daisy.
Feeling? Hi. What's that? Do you want to hold hands? I think this is gonna be a hand. I think it's gonna grow into a hand.
The video then cuts to a segment where Daisy shows us her toys. We get another interaction through the captions of Daisy and Curtis. She finds the entrance to the attic where she discovers toys, triggering her father's frenzy. He yells at her to never go there again and proceeds to physically abuse her to submission. The next update includes a huge turn of events.
So as you can see, I'm
Watch for yourself.
because I'm playing with dirt. I'm
No way.
Alan.
It's me.
You can talk.
I can't now. Are you happy?
You moved over here all by yourself.
Answer. Are you happy?
Yes.
I'm so happy too. Talk. Hurt. Before.
Does it still hurt?
Do not touch me. Do not. So.
That's right. Alan has now learned how to speak. Remember the conversation of the doctor on a previous transcript?
Yes.
Well, this time, it continues at the moment of the doctor's departure. We get a name drop of someone named Lithop, and that the doctor is taking the little one. It seems to me that the doctor is referring to Daisy's father, and the little one is Alan. But this upload is definitely unnerving. If Alan is able to structure language, then what else is it capable of? Whatever the case, Daisy updates us a few days later on something she finds in a cupboard. Inside is a tape left behind by her father. She eagerly plays the recording so all her viewers can hear.
Bunch of things in here that I've never. One second. There's a bunch of. It was
things
right
in
by
here
the
I've
front,
never seen
and it
before.
had dust on it. I'm okay, to be honest, I've listened to this before. It's from my dad. It's from my dad. Here. Put it in. I don't know. Okay.
Daisy, it's Dad. This is going to be hard for you to understand, but I'm not going to be in your life anymore. I know you can carry on by yourself. you're smart, and you're strong, and you're better off without me. I just needed to record this. I need to say this to you, but I'm not gonna be here to say it. I'm so sorry, Daisy. I've been in a bad place for years now, and I've been acting selfishly. The experiments I've been working on, they take too much. It's stupid, and it's obviously not working, and I should have quit years ago, and it's hurting me, and it's hurting you, and I'm so sorry I ever hurt you. I love you, Daisy. If nothing else, just know that I've always loved you. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but oh, I really am a fool. I've spent years now trying to create something that would give me happiness and closure and make me feel fulfilled. But I never needed to. You were right in front of me all along. Rose would be so proud of you. You look more like her every day. You can do this. I love you, Daisy. I love you.
After she puts the cassette player down, we can see the transcript of Daisy talking to Alan. Alan asks if Daisy is afraid of him, where she tells him yes, due to him having the ability to harm her. Upon further interrogation, Alan tells Daisy to leave, revealing some of what Curtis had thought of Daisy. In the next upload, Daisy updates us of a cat she has found. Alan does not like the cat and responds very hostile towards it.
1 second, let me get Alan.
Alan, what do you think of our new friend?
Not friend.
Alan.
Shut up.
Okay, that was not very
Get
nice, Alan.
We see in Daisy's next video that she is outside and she is not wearing any shoes. Her legs are scratched up and bloody, which was the result of Alan hurting and chasing Daisy out of the house. It seems as though Alan has become more violent and hostile towards Daisy. She has gotten more and more comfortable with being outdoors. She tries to talk about the things she likes, but nothing can hide her sadness and disappointment. Near the end of the video, we hear a distant shrieking.
Apples, blackberries, raspberries, lemons, strawberries,
She had forgotten and left Strawberry, the cat, in the house with Alan. The transcript continues with a conversation between Lithop and another individual. They discuss the missing doctor and how they have been deteriorating without care. We learn that the horrible truth in the next video. Strawberry has died due to undisclosed circumstances, but Alan definitely had something to do with it. In the description, she expresses her hate towards Alan. This was something she could have prevented. The next video is a Q&A with Alan. Daisy is visibly anxious and agitated as she is acting jittery throughout the video.
Hi guys, it's Daisy Brown here.
Daisy Brown here.
Okay. So a lot of you guys are curious, rightfully so, about what's going on with me and Alan, and so I thought we could answer a lot of your guys' questions. People want to know what happened to Strawberry.
Stupid cat probably got hit by a car. You know you love those.
Stop! You killed her!
Yeah.
People want to know why you did this.
When you weren't around, that cat was a bitch.
Stop! You can't say that, don't...
Why not?
Just stop,
Am I
Alan.
hurting the dead cat's feelings?
So a lot of people...
Alan has grown hands and is now able to grab onto things. It is becoming more entitled and rebellious. Alan thinks that Curtis and itself are very similar. Could it be true that the father used his own DNA to create Alan? Alan also hits a nerve with Daisy when he says this.
Your dad and I are very similar.
No, you weren't.
We got along very well. I remember with you and him, there was a lot of yelling.
No, I never yelled.
Probably because he saw things he couldn't fix. Which explains me. I didn't have to kill someone to come into existence. Hey, this is fun. Come on. Isn't this fun?
Why are you...
Where's Dad, Daisy?
This is a stupid idea.
Where's Dad, Daisy?
Video's over. Video's
Where's
over.
Dad, Daisy?
Why are you like this?
Where's Dad, Daisy?
Stop.
Where's Dad, Daisy?
Shut up. Shut up!
Where's Dad, Daisy?
The transcript once again continues with the individual waiting for the doctor, but reveals nothing of importance. Daisy then updates us a few days later of Alan breaking something. The video accompanied with the post is of her breaking down emotionally. It seems as if Alan broke the cassette Daisy's father left her, and clearly she's not in a good mental state. The cassette meant a lot for Daisy, acting as the only emotional attachment she has towards her father. The transcript in this video is of a conversation between Daisy and Alan. Alan torments Daisy by saying that she has killed her mom as a baby, which we know is not true as she merely died due to complications during childbirth. It is interesting as to why Alan would know of this matter. Daisy's father may have rambled about it before, or Alan may have inherited parts of Curtis's memory, the latter supporting the theory of Curtis using his own DNA for the research. On Twitter, Daisy frequently updates us on her crumbling relationship with Alan. She emphasizes again and again that she hates him. The post following this contains many grammatical and structural error until this post, where we see a sudden shift in tone. There are no more errors, and the OP's attitude towards Alan has become friendly again. It is speculated that Alan has gotten a hold of Daisy's Twitter account and is now posting on behalf of her. This is even more apparent with these posts. The tone of the post suddenly changes once again to the usual error-prone sentences, which can indicate Daisy's return. She uploads a video on what had happened earlier that day.
Let everyone know how horrible you are.
You really are pathetic.
Used to be like this, Alan. You were my friend. What happened to you?
Daisy, you really must be truly desperate to think of me as your friend. I guess that's what desperation does to you.
You're so hateful.
For once in your life, you're fucking right about something. I can't stand you, and I can't believe your father tolerated you for this long.
You hate me, Alan?
Yes, you obnoxious cunt!
Then kill me! Do it! Do it, Alan! If you want to kill me, just do it and get it over with! I'm not fighting you! Do it! That's what I thought. You can't kill me, because you need me, and you know that, and without me, you'll die! Who's pathetic now? Ah! Alan, put me down! Alan, put me Alan!
Welcome to hell, bitch.
Alan! Alan!
She was forced into the basement by Alan, which her father warned her not to enter. She goes on to explore the dark area, finding disturbing things lying around. When suddenly,
Is that you? What? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, why is this happening?
I'm really so sorry. I've just been waiting for you for so long. Oh, you're different from the doctor. You must be his daughter. Oh, I've heard so much about you.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Lithop. I assume you're Miss Brown.
Lithop? Is it the doctor? Lithops are plants.
Oh, I'm only part plant. The rest of me is real human DNA. Your dad made me.
Made you? What's going on? I'm not the doctor. What's going
This
on?
is the doctor's daughter, everybody.
It's not the doctor.
Don't worry, she's here to help us.
Can you help me?
Oh, Miss Brown, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. We've been on our own for some time. God must have sent you.
There can't be more of you.
That's right. There are more of them living in the basement. As if that wasn't enough, the transcript of the video gets even darker. We follow the conversation back to Curtis and the unnamed individual who threatened to call the Child Protective Services. They scream in horror as Curtis somehow immobilized their legs, preventing them from escaping their house. The individual is now contained in a jar, and Curtis tells them that they will be used for several experiments. Curtis promises their vocal cords will be removed in the next day after the individual tries to guilt trip Curtis. So we now know that the monsters are all created from a friend of Daisy's father. The amount of monsters are unknown as of yet, but we can assume there to be at least 3. Regarding Lithop's name, Lithops are a popular novelty houseplant because they need little care to grow. They need infrequent watering and care, and are also able to live up to 40 or 50 years old.
This is a mask, silly. Oh, I can't really take it off myself. Could you help me? Hi. Oh, Miss Brown, you dropped this.
Oh, stop. Stop. Don't go up there.
Oh, Miss Brown, you dropped your camera. Oh, you must be the little one. From all that time ago, you've grown so much.
Did you find the notes, Daisy?
On Twitter, Daisy updates us with a picture of Lithop, stating that it is much friendlier than Alan, even going as far as to cooking it a delicious meal. They become friends, and Lithop even making a friendship bracelet for Daisy. Throughout all this, Alan has been shut upstairs inside Curtis's room, sometimes calling out Daisy to come up. She rejects the invitation without hesitation. After a month of random posts, she reveals that she and Lithop has constructed a plan to get out of this mess. This would be a do-or-die situation, as if it doesn't work, they would never be heard from again. She thanks us for coming with her on the journey and says her goodbyes to her fans. On August 31st, she uploads the video titled Final Video. This is what everything has come to.
You awake?
Yes.
Shh.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We just need to stay quiet, all right?
Okay. Are we leaving soon?
Yes, we're gonna leave right now. Wait. 1 second. I just need to grab something quick.
Please don't leave me.
I'm not leaving. I'm gonna be back in 1 second, Lithop.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna be right back. I just need to grab something, okay?
You'll be back in a minute.
I'm not gonna leave you, Lithop.
Please come back.
What do you need that for? Are you going somewhere?
Alan, get out of my way.
You think I'm gonna let my favorite little dyke just walk out on me like that?
I'm not scared of you.
Just like you're not scared of cars, right? Oh, the gang's all here. Your father hated that three-eyed thing. You know that, right? Said she was a waste of parts. No wonder you like her so much.
Let me go!
Dad would have hated you for this.
I'm not Dad!
Look who grew some lip.
Ow!
Shut up, worm, or I'll snap your fucking head off! Daisy, no!
After killing Alan, she ventures into the outside world. The transcript then goes on to a conversation between Daisy and Lithop. This was a flashback as they discussed the plan of escaping out of their house. She thanks Lithop for giving her courage to go upstairs to grab her belongings, and that she thinks that she's known Lithop for all her life. And with the view of the sunrise, their series ends with Daisy and Lithop regaining their freedom. Wow, that was certainly a wild ride. For me to explain what has happened, let's first dive deep into the chronological ordering and go over some of the plot points that are not so clear. First, the parents of Daisy are named Curtis and Rose, who are people who desire to be admired by their scientific achievements. This was established during their trip to the art gallery, where they commended the painting of Las Meninas. They were both determined to complete their research, where along the way, Rose died due to complication during childbirth. This made Curtis very protective of their only daughter. It could also be noted that Curtis puts a partial blame on the death of Rose on Daisy, apparent by his physical abuse and psychological torments of not giving her a proper education and refraining from answering her questions. He refers to Daisy as useless multiple times, which certainly does not help a child's mental state. This is why Daisy is so self-conscious and afraid of the outside world. Curtis's incompetence in parenting can also be seen during the departure from Daisy's life, as he only leaves her with a cassette tape. Love and companionship are all missing from Daisy's life, and it's only when she discovers the laptop where she finds security in talking to people in the outside world. Here online, she finds comfort in maintaining a physical distance between the people she talked to. Even with the appearance of Lithop, she immediately grows fond of its soothing personality. Now going back to the storyline, during Curtis's research phase, a friend who is also a co-worker of Curtis comes up to check on him one day and sees that Curtis is beyond hope. Curtis proceeds to immobilize the person and divides them into sections, waiting to be made into monsters. Lithop is created using Daisy's genes, and Alan is created using his own, hence why Lithop has a more timid personality, mimicking Daisy, and Alan being aggressive and hateful towards Daisy. This is also supported when Daisy tells Lithop that it feels like she had known Lithop for her entire life, and Alan being able to recall Curtis's attitude and quotes towards Daisy, even when it hasn't even developed yet. The creatures are also made using plant DNA, hence why they were able to grow roots. Plants are also a major symbol throughout the entire story. The name Curtis, Rose, and Daisy all references different kinds of flowers. Plants sprout out roots, and they do not have the ability to travel places. This aspect is reflected on Curtis's teaching, inducing fear into Daisy so she would not leave the comfort of her house. But as all things do, eventually she breaks her fear into wandering into the outside world, evolving herself. We can take the story of Daisy Brown as a crazed scientist bent on achieving their dreams, only to find out what they strived for their whole life was eventually worth nothing, a failure. Curtis's family are in shambles, and he decides to rid himself of his issues by leaving everything behind. The daughter must pick up the broken mess and continue the journey of a tarnished legacy. It is in her eventual liberation where she finds peace and acceptance with the outside world, a place where she used to fear. She learns to be brave and accepting of the things she cannot control. And so concludes the saga of Daisy Brown. But just hold on a minute. Lynx disease. Where have I heard it before?
You're gonna have to wash your hands before and after using it because it's one of the easiest ways in the world to get lynx disease. Lynx disease. And they get lynx disease. That's lynx disease.
So that's how it is, huh? They exist in the same universe.